Hello student, welcome to Standard 9 Political Science. We are studying chapter 2nd, India's Foreign Policy Part 5. In the previous lecture, we have seen India's foreign policy, Article 51, and also some more objective of India's foreign policy. Now, in this lecture, we are going to study India's foreign policy, the early phase. So, and that means you must have known that from 1957 till 1990. So, let us see. Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru shaped India's foreign policy in the early period. So, he was the first Prime Minister of independent India, and he started shaping the India's foreign policy. He opposed colonialism through India's foreign policy. Now, colonialism means, my dear student, to extend one's kingdom into others' territory. That means to go to other country, establish one's kingdom, establish one's rule over there, and formed the colonies. India was one such colony ruled by Britishers. America had 13 colonies. So in this way, the India's foreign policy opposed colonialism. Then Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru also took an internationalist position to give priority to global peace and security. Three things influenced India's foreign policy in this period. So, number one, we made an effort to understand all international events and developments independently. So now we are not dependent on any nation such as Britishers or any other nation, but we started understanding everything independently without any pressure from any power. So not even putting pressure on us. And therefore peace has always been a center feature of India's foreign policy. So this is an important thing, that peace is given priority by our Indian foreign policy. Number two, the threat from China and Pakistan were also taken into account. So we raised 3 to 4 wars against China, against Pakistan, and 1 war with China. So this threat was also taken into account. Then one more features of India's foreign policy at this time was the insistence on self-reliance. So that India has to be self-reliant, has to stand on its own feet, has to be sufficient with everything. In the beginning, India decided to improve relations with countries of Asia. Efforts were taken to cooperate with Asian countries in order to achieve development and to keep our independence intact. So our first priority was to have development as well as to keep our freedom intact, so that no other should shake it, no other should come and put obstacle in that. So Indian people should rule our own country and no other external power should rule it. This concept of regional development later expanded to include Africa as well. But some Asian African countries participated in the military pacts led either by America or the Soviet Union. So at that time, the Cold War was going on, and America and Russia always trying to capture more and more country into their power, into their side. And as Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wanted Asia and Africa to be friends, because African nations were also colonized by the European people. So we Asian and African people came together. But as America and Russia were trying to grab these African countries into their camp, then the problem arose. So these countries, Asian African countries, participate in the military pact led either by America or Soviet Union. This stopped the process of regional development. So because of this, the regional development process was stopped. After this, countries of Asia and Africa which did not participate in this military pact supported the concept of non-alignment. So those who did not take part in military pact, they supported the non-alignment, and it became a movement. Peace and freedom became the fundamental principle of non-aligned policy. There should be peace in the world and there should be freedom given to each nation. So this was the fundamental principles of non-alignment. In this period, India had to face conflict with neighboring countries. Wars happened between India and Pakistan over the Kashmir questions in 1946-48 and 1965. In the third war that happened in 1971, Pakistan broke apart and independent Bangladesh was created. So before this 1971, Pakistan, it was East Pakistan and West Pakistan. West Pakistan is existing Pakistan, but the Eastern Pakistan is the country at present Bangladesh. Because of this war, the Eastern Pakistan got separated and it became a separate country by itself, not depending on Pakistan, but by itself a separate country which is considered as Bangladesh. In the decade of the 70s, there came about some stability in India's foreign policy. India had risen as a powerful regional power in South Asia. So by now, India has got firm footing. By conducting nuclear tests in 1974, India had also proved her nuclear capability. So for the first time in our country at Pokhran, the first nuclear test was done. At that time, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister, and this was done. And then India declared that we are the nuclear, we also are one of the nuclear power of the world. From 1980s, however, some changes began to take place. In order to increase cooperation among South Asian countries, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, which is considered as SAARC, was established. That is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. India initiated a dialogue to improve relation with China. India also started interaction with America for cooperation in the field of security. In this way, my dear student, the first phase of India's foreign policy were getting shaped, and constantly some changes were there, yet India wanted to be friendly and resolve all the disputes and problems peacefully. So till here we have studied the first phase. In the next lecture we are going to study the first stage, 1947 to 1990. So let us see in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye.